Senator from New Mexico.
Mr. President, I'm pleased to rise today to strongly support the confirmation of Mr. Kenneth Gonzales for U.S. District Judge for the District of New Mexico. Mr. Gonzales is an exceptional nominee with an impressive range of legal experience and expertise. He was unanimously confirmed by the Senate as the U.S. Attorney for the District of New Mexico in 2010. But he is more than just his resume. Remarkable as he is also an inspiring American story. Mr. Gonzales grew up in the Milwaukee Valley in the northern part of our state. He was the first in his family to graduate from college. And with the help of scholarships and grants, he received his undergraduate and law degrees from the University of New Mexico, a school that I'm proud to call my alma mater. After graduating, he was a law clerk to New Mexico Supreme Court Justice Joseph Baca, and he worked as a legislative assistant for Senator Jeff Bingaman. He began his career as a federal prosecutor in the United States Attorney's Office for the District of New Mexico in 1999, prosecuting a wide range of federal offenses, including narcotics and violent crime cases. He holds the rank of Major as a judge advocate in the U.S. Army Reserve, which he joined in September 2001. He has provided critical legal assistance to hundreds of active and retired soldiers and spouses, both here and overseas. In 2008, he was called to active duty as a part of Operation Enduring Freedom, where he was stationed at Fort Bragg and served as a senior trial counsel. Mr. Gonzales has been an exemplary U.S. Attorney for the District of New Mexico. He oversees a broad array of criminal and civil cases. I'd also like to note that he has made Indian country a priority in the U.S. Attorney's Office, making a real difference in prosecuting cases of violence against Native women and children. Not surprisingly, his advice and counsel are highly valued. He serves on the Attorney General's advisory committees on Native American issues, on the Southwest border and immigration issues, and on the Environmental and Natural Resources Working Group, and is a member of the 10th Circuit Advisory Council. He is also a member of the New Mexico Hispanic Bar Association. If confirmed, he'll join only 58 other Hispanic active district court judges, less than 10% of the country's 677 district court judgeships. Mr. Gonzales is esteemed for his diverse experience, for his even temperament, and for his integrity. From a young man dreaming of going to college to his life in public service, his story is one of great determination and commitment. He has shown a reverence for and dedication to the law throughout his career. I urge his confirmation. I know that Ken Gonzales will serve New Mexico well on the bench. And with that, I yield the floor.
Mr. President.
Senator from New Mexico.
Mr. President, I'd like to take a few minutes to also speak about the nomination of Kenneth Gonzales to be a federal district judge for the District of New Mexico. Ken, as he's known back home to many of us, is truly a standout nominee. I wish I could take credit for his nomination, but that credit belongs to our former U.S. Senator Jeff Bingaman and to our senior Senator Tom Udall. But I want to thank both of them for putting forward such a great candidate for this position, and I'm very pleased to be here today to support him. Ken has a long and distinguished record of public service, including more than a decade of service in our military. Ken has served as the U.S. Attorney for New Mexico since April of 2010, and his elevation to lead that office followed more than a decade of service there as an Assistant U.S. Attorney. I'd like to highlight at least one of his many accomplishments that I find particularly important. I think Ken's efforts as U.S. Attorney demonstrate not only his character and his intellect, but the dedication that he has to serving his home state and to making it a better place for all our residents. Much of New Mexico is Indian country, for which the U.S. Attorney has responsibility to prosecute criminal activity. Ken has taken the initiative to reorganize and to focus the U.S. Attorney's resources to more effectively combat the higher than average rates of violent crime, sexual assault, and sexual abuse that have plagued Indian country. This includes creating the first Indian country crime section within any U.S. Attorney office. This section includes a team of lawyers responsible for pursuing felony offenses on tribal lands. The office is also collaborating with tribal prosecutors to investigate and prosecute domestic violence in more than 20 pueblos and tribes located throughout the state of New Mexico. This is just one example of Ken's work, but throughout his career, Ken has shown a dedication to serving the people of New Mexico. It is the sum of all his efforts and accomplishments that make me believe he will make an outstanding addition to the federal bench. And I'm pleased that today we're at the final step towards getting him here. The process for getting to the federal bench is a long road to travel. The Judiciary Committee leadership from both sides of the aisle takes seriously its responsibility to ensure that every nominee is fit to serve. And I want to say a special thanks to Senator Leahy and Senator Grassley for working together and with Senator Udall and myself to get Ken through this process. As the vetting process surely showed, Ken has the knowledge, temperament, and integrity to serve on the federal bench. And I have no doubt that he will distinguish himself there as he has throughout his entire legal career. I strongly support his nomination, and I urge all of my colleagues to do the same. Thank you, Mr. President, and I would yield the floor.